So, time-lapse videos is gonna be a thing in this channel. Get used to it.
Hey you guys, it's Jerry, and as you've heard, this is a time-lapse video. Except without fancy, awesome rendered drawings, it's going to be a simple, crappy little animation. So, there's your expectation, and bam, it's gone. So, isn't that easy? I just ripped off your band-aids, just like that. So next time if you have any pain, just come to me and I'll punch you in the face to make you feel better. So on a positive note, you guys have been giving me so much support from that first video that I've made, and so much awesome compliments that I've been getting. Thank you for every single one that contributed to that vast array of compliments, and wow, thank you. That keeps me going, that motivates me. I love it. Okay, now this video, it's a time-lapse video. So what's there? What's there to see, right? It's just me working on a shot. Well, this shot, even though small, contains all the process that I go through in animation that I think is worth sharing. That I at least think it's worth something. I mean, it's 10 minutes, right? It's a 10-minute video. It's not going to be that long. So let's dig into it. Shall we? No? Okay. So here's Maya. Here's what it looks like. And this is my channel box, my working area, my camera view, my graph editor, and my timeline. So now you know my layout, my special layout. We can start this video. So the first thing I'm doing right here is just setting up the scene, setting up the camera, got the aspect ratio right, all that standard stuff. So right now in this video I'm going to be using the stepped method, which is kind of like doing a 2D where we take drawings on the key moments and we play them on time, and that it looks really choppy, but it gives us a very solid structure of timing and posing, and that it's gonna be the main working method that most animators use most of the time nowadays. So now I'm positioning the hands on the first few poses. I'm gonna get the fingers right. I'm gonna get the hand in the right place. That is one of the advantages of having the step, using the step mode, is that we can be very precise, and we can adjust things on a very minute level without having to worry about, oh, if I move this elbow, will I be affecting the fingers later on in the pipeline? No, in step mode we're gonna be worried about everything from the get-go. So here we have optimum control. We just have a lot of control, basically. That's what step mode is. One disadvantage of step mode is that it can get kind of clunky if we don't do it right, and some other working methods does produce a better organic result. So as one of the teachers in VFS says, pick your poison. So that was a very basic pose test of just it's just 4 poses, 4 drawings, I'm gonna say. Even though in CG it's models and whatever, these are just drawings for me, and they're laid out on the right time, on the right position. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna move on to it. So these poses tell stories, but they don't tell movement yet. So what I'm doing right here is just to get the extremes and breakdowns to describe what the highest position is for the hand example, what the lowest position is, for example when the hand claps down. That's the lowest position, and I'm going to define all of these moments. And when I define all of these moments and sculpt them out on screen, I'm going to add in the juicy parts where we actually define the arcs of the movements, where we define the spacing. Which pose am I going to favor? The one that comes before or after that breakdown I'm sculpting right now? And that is something that's cool, and that is a very awesome thing that we can do in step mode, is to have very specific breakdowns, is that we can actually take control over almost everything, just like how a 2D traditional classic animator would do on a piece of paper. they would draw the line on the exact right place. That's what animators do, and they get paid the most, while in-betweeners in between. Animators need to make those decisions that really affect the scene very much. So here's what that's what breakdown is to me, is to describe the motion, is to describe what the path of action is, how the movement is going to flow through the scene, and how things are going to be, how loose or how tight the muscles are, how much strength you exert into that clap. So now you see that we have just a rough version of the movement, and then you can see, and there you can see that you already get a sense of movement because we have the things that describe the motion. We have enough information in there for us to see, oh yeah, he's clapping right, I mean she's clapping right there. So anyways, after I describe the movements enough and get the breakdowns enough, maybe every 2 to 3 frames, maybe even every 1 frame, I have a key, and then I will move on to splining, which is the in-between parts that 2D people would call it, I think. Right now, we just want to get the breakdown right, and then we will put everything on ones. Everything will look quote-unquote smooth. Well, at least that's how the computer would interpolate it, and that is going to be the next step of animation. So you see, I work in the graph editor a lot. I position things in the graph editor. I use them more so than I do the viewport, which is pretty darn important for me. And some people like to work in the viewport, some don't. It doesn't really matter. And I prefer the graph editor because I get to control over every single curve and how every channel is affecting the animation, and something I'd like to grasp. So there, I splined it. I put everything on ones. Everything is in between. Although it doesn't look too smooth, I have everything on in-betweens already. So there you can see on my graph editor, everything's on noodly curves. Nothing is on stepped. So now I can just tweak these curves to make sure that the motion is smooth and all the in-betweens are in the right place. The spacing and arcs are doing what they're supposed to do, which is just doing their job in animation, making movements look convincing and make the performance shine like a piece of diamond in a jewelry shop. I don't know. Well, you can get better analogy from a writer. I'm not a writer. I'm an animator. That's what I do. So here it is. So there. The movements are more defined. The movements are more smooth because I went into every single frame and tweaked it. Tweaked each position. Make sure that every possible trackable object in the scene, which in this case are most of the fingers and the wrist, is on a correct arc and correct spacing. And I just keep on tweaking that and keep on polishing that, refining that until I get my desired result. This will probably take a while in full character animation, but we'll get there. Things will look good once we do enough animation. See right there, that was the final product. So it's just step by step, one by one, pose by pose, just like doing a drawing. I rough out a shape, I refine it, I define the lines more, I define the volume, and then finally I put on the shading, which is just that extra juice that'll make the scene pop. So I didn't talk about planning, which is a giant part of animation, and I chose not to include that because that will it's a whole new world that I need to explore in future videos. So in future videos, sometimes I will explore planning and get into that. Also, I might do some more detailed videos in the future where I won't be talking too much about this general thing. Like this video was really general. So you might be wondering, hey, is this the same time lapse that I saw last week in your timing video? That's right. I'm a lazy piece of work. Until next time, goodbye.